Hello my friend and welcome to the first of 3 videos that I'm gonna do in which I'm going to explain to you some tools that will be super valuable in your career in computer science. These tools are the terminal, Git, and Vim, and of course the C programming language by which I'm making a full-fledged course from 0 to 1. You can check in my channel. So every profession has its own specific tools to perform the job, right? We programmers have our specific tools. In this case, we have the terminal, which is the interface by which we can have an argument with our computer. We can have indeed a discussion. Then we have Git, which is a very specific tool that allows you to share some files in a very cool way. But this is very specific. You will learn about this tool when you're gonna be proficient in programming and with the terminal. So this is a more advanced topic. And then of course we have Vim. Vim is a text editor, the place where you write code. So probably this is the most important tool, the place where you can write your algorithms, right? There is plenty indeed of text editors. I use Vim because I'm an idiot, because it's not very user-friendly, but once you get the gist of it, you will love it. When you meet Vim, you never go back, in my opinion, because it is a tool that has been made by programmers for programmers. So there are all the fancy commands that allows you to move really fast and do a lot of stuff really well. Anyway, in today's video, we're gonna talk about a very specific topic, which is the terminal. This is the first of the 3 videos that I'm gonna do. Master the terminal, or the command line is the same thing, is the first step to become a wizard in computer science. You will be able to speak a specific language that only computers understand. That's marvelous, right? Okay, let's dive in. So let's start our journey explaining the terminal. As I was telling you, this tool is a way for us programmers to have a conversation with our computer. We can indeed give commands to our computer thanks to this tool in a specific language, of course. The computer is gonna magically perform these specific tasks. So we're gonna become masters of computers. This is an extract from Mr. Robot, which is a Netflix series that I highly prompt you to watch if you are a nerd, a geek. Here it comes, my friend. This is a terminal. This is where all the hackers perform their stuff. As you can see here, we have some strange arcane phrases. This is the language of computers. They understand very well. They can perform tasks in a very fast way. So, guys, you have to understand this tool. This is going to be the first step for you to become an hacker and do all the mess in the world, okay? So you just saw in the video that there were some specific arcane commands prompted inside the terminal, right? What is this stuff? Well, those arcane strings were commands that were given to the computer. Here I show you the anatomy of a command. As you can see, we have a prompt, we have a command, we have an option, also called a flag, and then we have an argument. Prompt is just indicating you, hey, dude, just write something in this specific place. And usually in the terminals, we have a $sign. A $sign is a very specific character for the terminals. It's like the end of the prompt, right? In this case, I have this prompt with square brackets. Inside, I have desktop. You will understand very soon why I have written there desktop. And then I have a $sign. A $sign is the end of my prompt, and is waiting, is just blinking, like, please write something here. I'm just waiting for you, dude. And I have the command. The command is the one in green. As you can see, I have an L and an S. What does it mean? You will see very soon. Then I have in yellow an option, also called a flag. As you can see, I have an icon, this little line, which is called an icon, that is saying, hey, dude, this is a flag. This is an option. And then I have my argument. In this case, I have a file, as I can see from the txt. So I have file txt as an argument. So this is a very simple command that is gonna list all the files which are inside a specific directory, in this case the desktop, in a long way, because I have the long option. So in this slide, you have just to understand the anatomy of a command. I have command, option, argument, command, option, argument. This is the gist of it. You have to understand the way by which the computers want to receive commands, right? And don't worry, we're gonna see in practice all these ideas, so it's gonna be vanilla easy for you. All right, as usual, it's the best practice to start with most used commands. In this case, I have 5 very often used commands, which are echo, cd, cp, ls, that you just saw, it means list, and then rm. So very briefly, echo is the printf of the terminals, like print that, send this in the standard output, namely the terminal, the black screen. Then I have cd. cd stands for change directory. You will understand soon this concept of directory, and now your computer is just a bunch of directories, a bunch of folders. Then I have cp, that stands for copy, and I have rm. This stands for remove. This is a command for remove some file. So you can understand that you have a tool for moving inside your computer, cd, then you have a tool for copying stuff, tool for removing stuff, a tool for listing stuff, and then you have a printf. These are 5 very stupid commands just to break the ice and let you understand what is going on. Of course, your computer cannot make you a coffee yet, right? So the computer can perform very specific tasks with very specific commands. I cannot just write in the prompt, hey dude, make me a cappuccino with some biscuit. It doesn't work. The computer can perform only specific tasks with very specific commands that have a very, very specific syntax. If I write, for example, echo with 2 O's at the end, the computer is not going to understand. It is not like natural languages by which we can understand one each other, right? For example, my crappy English is understandable by you, even though sometimes I make some mistakes. The computer is not tolerating any kind of mistakes. So as usual, let's start with the first command. In programming, we usually start from the hello world programming. We can do the same with the terminal. So my friend, I'm gonna open my terminal in my Mac, pressing command space. I type terminal, okay. And then I'm just gonna click enter. As you can see, this black screen is gonna open. I'm gonna figure. Here it comes. I have this very strange stuff going on. This is just some information about this session. You can see this TTYS. What does it mean? Well, it is referring to this object, typewriter. Here it comes. You have to know that computers once upon a time were these strange objects here that were called typewriter, right? As you can see, what does TTY stand for? It stands for this object here. So you had the terminal, which was a real terminal, mechanical stuff. The terminal we are using now is just an abstraction. It's just a virtualization of a real mechanical terminal back in the days. Just go on YouTube and search typewriter. This is a marvelous video. Highly prompt you to watch. There's this dude that is using a teletype as a Linux terminal. Let's watch a little bit this video together. As you can see, this is a teletypewriter machine. This is a terminal back in the days. Look at that. Anyway, you got the point, right? So this stands for teletypewriter, okay? Now to the meat of today. We have here the prompt you saw before. In this case, it's this strange sign, which is called tilde. And then we have the dollar sign. This is the click that have to happen. Because when I have a dollar sign, it always means, all right, this is a prompt and this is a terminal. This is a very specific character in the world of terminals. Let's try to make our first command, which is going to be echo. I told you before that echo is the printf of the terminals. And then I'm just going to say hello. Boom. As you can see, I have written here hello, right? Very simple. Then I can do echo hello world. As you can see in my output, I have hello world. This is the program hello world. In the terminal world, I have a command, and then I have the argument. In this case, is the string hello world. All right, so you just saw a very stupid program, which is echo hello world. By now, it doesn't make any sense why it is useful, but don't worry, it's gonna make sense very soon. Now, you may ask, well, it is kind of cool, but it's so cryptic. And indeed, it is. The terminal is super cryptic initially if you don't know how to move inside this beautiful tool. So how do you know? How do you know all these commands? How do you know all these very fantastic enchantments that you can prompt the computer to perform? Well, there is a manual, my friend. Like all the things, there is always a manual. And you see this acronym, RTFM, read the fucking manual. This is pervasive in all computer science ecosystem. When you see this acronym, stands for read the manual, okay? Because everything is written there. Of course, you need time, you need patience, you need to master a lot of stuff. Eventually, you will learn everything. So the message I want to give you, you shouldn't memorize anything, really. The only thing you should strive for is understanding. You should understand the idea to have a command, an option or a flag and an argument. This is a core idea, a core concept that you have really to understand for the terminals. And then the thing that you have to understand is that, oh, I have a manual that I can watch all the time for the specific commands that I want to perform. Now the trick, how do you know what you can do if you don't know what you can do? We have a chicken egg problem here. As usual, the trick is to get the most used commands. For example, you can type the 50 most used commands in the terminal, and then boom, and then you have the 50 most used commands which you're gonna use on a daily basis. 80% or maybe 90% of all your actions is covered by these commands. And then while you're working with the terminal, you are gonna learn step by step all the new commands, all the new details. It doesn't make any sense to read the manual without any practice. You will forget everything. In general, it's always better to learn by doing, because you will internalize, you will acquire knowledge, right? So let's watch together this manual. For echo, I can simply write man, which is the command for the manual, and then I can write echo, which is a command. Enter. Here it comes, my friends. As you can see, here I have the page of the echo command. As you can see, I have the name and a little description, write arguments to the standard output. Standard output, of course, is the black screen, is the terminal itself. Synopsis means a very compact way to describe what a function performs. As you can see, I have echo. Then I have these square brackets with the IPN with an N. So this is the option, right? This is the option or flag that is performing something, we will see. And then I have all my strings. I have a string, and then when I have these 3 dots, means that I can have endless strings. Here I have a description. The echo utility writes any specified operands are separated by single blank characters and followed by a new line. This is the new line character to the standard output. The following option is available. Let's see. When I write this option, do not print the trailing new line character, as you can see. Now we're going to try to launch the echo command with the flag. So I can write echo, hyphen n, and then hello. What is going to happen, my friends? Boom. As you can see, echo has been written in the new line, but then I don't have here the new line char. Let's see. I have immediately the prompt, which is in the same line. This is not happening when I do this, right? Boom. I have the prompt, which is in the new line. So this is a very stupid example of flags and how they work. I watch the manual, I see, okay, I can do that, and then I just can implement the echo command. As you can see, echo has only one option, but you will see very soon that there are commands which have a lot of options. So now let's watch the cd command. What does it mean to change a directory inside your system? Well, here maybe you're going to stumble upon a new concept, which is that your computer is just a big bunch of directories. This is called the file system abstraction. And there is this idea, this concept in Unix, which is an operating system. macOS is also an operating system, very similar to Unix. Anyway, operating systems are a complicated beast, so we are not gonna expand on that. But search for everything is a file. And watch this. Let's watch a little bit together. Everything is a file is an idea that Unix, the operating system I was telling you, handle input-output to and from resources such as documents or drives, modems, keyboards, printers, and even some interprocessor and network communication as simple streams of bytes. As you can see, our drives, modems, keyboards, printers are just files. Everything is a file inside my computer. So also a desktop, right, is a file. So I have the cd desktop command and argument. Cd command desktop is the argument. What does it mean? Well, to understand this point, you have to understand the file system. I told you that in Unix, in macOS, everything is a file. We can perceive everything as a file. The file system is made like that. I have a root, is the root of all the file system. You can think about a tree that is growing and growing. All directories nested one into each other. So we have the root, which is, long story short, a computer. The computer is the root. Then inside the root, I have a bunch of directories. For example, I have beans, bin, dev, tmp, users, a bunch of directories that contains a lot of stuff. Then I have my directory home, which is nested inside users. And inside home, I have a bunch of directories. As you can see, I have also my desktop. So let's understand this idea directly on the terminal. So now, my friend, we're gonna do some commands, and you will try to understand, you will try to follow what is going on. First command is gonna be pwd. That stands for print working directory. Enter. As you can see, I have this strange string. I have two slashes, this and this. These, by the way, are called forward slash because they point toward the upper part of the slash is pointing toward, you see, contrary to the backslash, which is pointing backward. When I see these slashes, I immediately understand that I'm dealing with some directories, okay, with some folders. Users is a folder, utente, which Italian simply means user, is a folder. Cool. So this is the root, this is a folder inside the root, and this is another folder which is inside the folder users. Everything is nested in this direction, as you can see. This position is my home, right? My home, I can see that I'm in my home also thanks to this symbol, which is called tilde. Tilde, this symbol, generally speaking, always means home in every terminal, okay? So if you do cd tilde, you just can have tilde with the option 5 in the Mac. You go back here, you go, namely, you stay where you were. So now we have to understand this cd command. I am in this specific folder, as you can see here, in folder utente. Now I'm gonna use the command ls. So I'm gonna list what is inside this folder, ls. And as you can see, I have all these files. Look how many files I have. I have a bunch of stuff. I have applications, desktop, as you can see, the documents, downloads, but even C files, as you can see here, namely inside utente, at home, I have all these files. I want to go into desktop, right? Desktop is just a file for me. It's just a folder. So I do cd desktop. You see, I just press tab to make it fast to complete here. This is the command now I want to perform, cd desktop, and I press enter, boom. As you can see, I've changed from my home, which is this, to my desktop. Now, if I print pwd, I have this string, users, utente, home, and desktop. So now I find myself inside the desktop. So you understood that with the command cd, I'm able to move from one directory to another. I moved from home to the desktop. So again, I am into the desktop. By the way, this probably is going to be different for you. The prompt is always user defined. Basically, I've changed the way the prompt behaves. Everyone has the $sign, but this part, as you can see here, I have written desktop, which is the working directory I've made with code. Maybe later I'm going to show you. So every time I know where I am, right, inside my system. Now I'm in the desktop, but I can immediately see here. Basically, I have the print working directory, which is embedded in my prompt. Right, now I am into my desktop. I do ls, and I have these files. As you can see, I have file obs, which is this folder here. I have all folders, which is another folder. Print bonus, basically, you see, I have terminal understanding of where I am and all the files that are inside this folder, because I recall to you that the desktop is just another folder. And here I have a visual understanding of what is going on, right? Which is the easy one. Everyone is using the GUI, which is the graphic user interface. You have to think that once upon a time, these were the computers. These black screens were the real deal, were the real computers. Nowadays, we have these GUIs. I can go with the mouse on a specific point, I can click, I can move around, I can copy, I can delete. Back in the days, we had this black screen. The GUI is easy, but it's also slow, because it is toward humans, it's not toward performance or easiness. It's like making a comparison between Python and C. C is the real deal, it's code. Python is more user-friendly. I love Python, but in terms of performance, it's way worse than C. It is the same analogies. So performance-wise, you have to learn the terminal, of course. And you will see it's easy. Once you learn, you never go back, right? Like all the things. You embrace performance, you want to be fast. So now let's move a little bit around in my file system. Now I want to go back. How do I do that? Well, I do cd and then 2 points. 2 points always stand for previous directory. Okay, let's click. Boom. You can see I am into the home directory, the previous directory, the one which is the mother directory, right? Is the one upstairs. Then I do the same, cd back. Where am I now? Well, I am at users. I can see from my prompt, but also with print working directory. Now I want to go back as well, and I go where? I go here, I go to the root. I cannot go back anymore because I am at the root. I am at the mother directory that contains all your computer stuff. As you can see, print working directory, I have only the /. By the way, I'm gonna open this tool so you can see all the things I'm doing. Now I'm gonna clear the screen. I can do with the command clear, boom, enter, and you can see that my screen has been cleared. So now I am into the root. If I do the command ls, enter, I can see that I have some directories as well. I have applications, library, users. This directory contains my utente, my home directory. And then I have bin, which is an important directory that contains a lot of programs. And then I have some other stuff. Let's change to bin, cd bin. Okay, I'm into bin now. I'm gonna clear the screen to see better, and then I'm gonna do ls. Look at these programs. Do you recognize something? Have you seen something? Look here. I have ls, and then I have the command to print the working directory. Then I have the command rm, which is the command for removing a file. Then I have echo. This is the page that contains all the programs that we are using now, right? Or better, not all the programs, but a lot. This folder is called bin, that stands for binary. We have binary programs indeed that are working. All the things I'm doing here, for example, when I print this command, this is a binary program that has been launched. I click enter, and then you have a program that has been launched very fast, and boom, I have in my standard output. The result of, in this case, is a /bin, because the aim of this program is to show me where I am now. Cool. So I have this directory. Now I go back, cd back, I clear, okay, then I do qd, I am at the root. Then from here, I just move where to users, okay, users, then I do ls. I have shared and utente, which is in Italian a user. Go cd utente s. Where am I now? As you can see, I am at the home because I have the tilde. So from the home, I can move to the desktop, cd desktop. Okay. Now I am here. You can see I can do ls. You saw before. I have these files here. Now I want to move into cd print bonus. Of course, I can use the tab to autocomplete bonus. Now I'm inside this folder here, which is empty. So I'm going to do ls, nothing inside this folder, right? Now let's say I want to create a file, for example, text. I can do this command, touch file.txt. Look inside the folder, boom, here it comes. I have a file, txt file. So the extension .txt is telling to the operating system how it should read this file. This is a txt, but I can do touch file.pdf. As you can see, my operating system is perceiving this file as a PDF. And there are a lot of extensions, right? So you understand the point. This is just a tool for the operating system to understand what is going on. Then I want to see the content of a file. There is another command, which is cat. That stands for concatenate, which is not the primary goal of this command, but we just abuse it. Concatenate simply means take a string, another string, and concatenate together. So you create a big string and then show me. But we can also use just to show content, so we can use it in this fashion. So cat file.txt, enter. As you can see, nothing appear because the file is empty. So what can I do if I want to put some text inside my file.txt? I can use the command echo in a very tricky way. Look here. I can do echo hello. Do you recall that this is just a command to print hello in the standard output here? But I can use the redirection operator. For example, I can do echo hello, the redirection operator, this sign here, okay? And where do I want to put this string? Well, I want to put inside the file.txt, okay? It's kind of like that. So you have this long command with the redirection operator. Almost readable, right? You have the command echo hello that is printing hello, but I don't want that to be in my terminal. I want that to be on the file. So let's click enter, boom. Now let's perform the previous command. Now I can rewrite, for example, cat file.txt, but it's kind of tedious, right? All the time to write cat. I can use the up arrow like that and go back to the previous commands that I've made. One of them is this one. So I click enter, and this time you can see that I have hello inside my file. Cat file.txt this time contains hello. I can even see in my GUI, graphic user interface, just open the file. As you can see, I have my text file with hello inside. Okay, this is how it works. Now I want to remove the file.pdf. I can use rm file.pdf. Okay, enter. Have you seen? Removed. And as well, I want to remove file.txt. Oh, removed. Okay, this is how the terminal works. You just commands to the terminal. You can move inside your file system. For example, now I want to go back. I go back. Where am I? I'm in the desktop. So I can close here. Now I want to remove the print bonus folder. So print bonus, just I print the tab. And now I'm gonna enter. Now with this command, I just want to delete this directory, right? Enter. And it's telling me remove print bonus is a directory. what is going on here? Let's watch the manual. Man, remove. And as you can see, remove directory entries. And as you can see, I have all these flags for the remove. I have a bunch of flags inside my square brackets, much more than echo command, right? So let's watch one specific flag. As you can see here, you have all the flags with the description, but I want one specific. The flag R is equivalent to attempt to remove the file hierarchy rooted in each file argument. As you can see, it's kind of cryptic, right? Not very user-friendly. I don't know why they made this fashion, but this is the way it is. The manual is not always very user-friendly. In these cases, what do? In this case, you go to our beautiful friend ChatGPT, right? Back in the days, quote unquote, back in the days, we went to Stack Overflow. How to remove a directory in the terminal. Okay, give me the command. So you see, to remove a directory in the terminal, I use the command remove dir, which is another command. Note, the directory must be empty in order to be removed. If the directory is not empty, you use rm r and directory name. The R option stands for recursive and allows removing the directory and its content. So we have to use rm r or rm dir if the directory is empty. So I'm gonna delete with rm r and printf bonus. Tab for the complete. Enter. Yeah, I want to do that. All right, this is just for Git. This is the other magical tool that I was telling you at the beginning of the video. Yeah, in your specific case, it's not gonna be like that. But anyway, as you can see, it worked and I've deleted my print bonus. Now let's create a folder. I have the command make dir for make directory and bonus. Let's go. Boom, look here. I have my folder that has been created. So now I'm gonna create a file, file.txt, and then I'm just simply going to move the file with the command mv. I'm gonna move file.txt where inside the bonus. Boom, as you can see, my file is inside the bonus. So I change cd bonus, tab, enter, ls. I have my file inside. I go back, cd 2 dots. You see how fast I move? It's gonna be a second nature when you're gonna learn this tool. And then I just want to remove the bonus. Oh, this time we're gonna use remove dir bonus. Is it gonna work? What do you think? Enter? Well, it is not gonna work because the directory is not empty. So I have to use my remove recursively bonus. Tab, boom, finish. So I have to use this command because you saw before from ChatGPT that you cannot remove dir an empty directory. Okay, cool. All right, you saw a little bit of workflow with the terminal. And yeah, one last thing that I want to tell you is the path. What is a path? When I write the command print working directory, I have the path, which is this long series of folders. The path is the place in which a folder is found in my file system relative to the root. As you can see, I have root, users, utente, and desktop. This is called the absolute path of a file. When I do, for example, cd ... I'm telling, hey, from where I am now, go back. The ... it's a relative path, relative to the desktop, okay? I go back. A relative path is from home, for example, cd, desktop, / and then all folders, okay? Tab. This is a relative path from the home, right? I click enter, boom. I go inside my folder, all folders. Cool. So now I am inside this folder, which has this absolute path here. So all the time I can use relative path or absolute path. Relative from where I am. Absolute if I want to be super precise. In my system, this file is here, okay? If I do, for example, cd ... now I'm into the desktop, but I want to go into this specific folder, which is users, utente, desktop, all folders, print no bonus, enter. Now I gave my CD the full path, and yeah, it works the same, but it is longer. So keep always in mind that your computer is just a fancy series of nested folders. We start from the root computer, then we go to the first level of the tree, which contains all these fancy folders. For example, you saw the bin folder that contains all the programs, for example, CD or print working directory. Then we go a little down, we go into the home that has this tilde sign. If you do cd tilde, you go to the home, and you can go to your desktop, which is just another folder, and then you can go down, 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 down. Okay, this is the way you should perceive the computer. So you understood that you have specific commands that you can use to do stuff. it is like the enchantments of the Harry Potter, right? You have specific commands that perform specific magic. You have the Accio command, Alomora command, the Crucio command. All of these commands perform specific enchantment. That's the same idea, my friend. You just have to memorize this cryptic command, ls, make dear, touch, or am, which are the most used ones. Once you memorize them, you can start to work with the terminal. And while working, you will learn everything. When you have a bunch of enchantments, which are just like another language for you, you're going to work with your computer very, very fast. Now, to close this video, I want to show you some powerful commands which are super useful in your experience with the terminal. We're going to start from the grep command. So I'm going to do cd tilde, which is option 5. So I go into the home, right? Then I cd into my desktop. Right now I'm into my desktop. I want to use the command grep. Let's see what he's doing. Command grep. Grep, you see it has a lot of flags. This is a big command. Grep utility searches and you give an input file selecting lines that match one or more patterns. Okay, we can read only this line. And if you want, you just can further your knowledge here. Or better in ChatGPT, it explains much better. So first of all, let's go to Google and write lorem text. Lorem text, lorem generator. This is a tool that we programmers use to create some lorem text, which is a Latin text just to have something to work with. I'm gonna copy all this stuff. And then I'm gonna create a file that contains all this text inside my desktop. Now I'm gonna use a text editor, especially I'm gonna use Vim, by which I'm gonna do a video. I don't know when you're gonna watch this video, so check it out. Maybe it is already in my channel. Vim, it is the program I'm gonna use because a text editor is just another program. And then the name of the file that I want to create, file.txt, enter. Then I'm just gonna copy. As you can see, I've copied all the lorem text, and then I'm gonna save, write. As you can see, it's kind of cryptic Vim. I love it. And then we can go out with the command quit. Boom, we go out. Now you see here, I have my file.txt. You can see I can use cat file.txt, and I have my lorem text, you see. Cool. Now I want to do something. Let's go back to Vim, file.txt. All right. Now I want to write something here where there is written Komodo. I'm gonna write my sentinel love. All right, write and quit and go out. So I've written love in one of the strings inside my file. Now with grep, I want to find where is that sentinel inside my file. Use grep, what I want to grep. Grep is a good mnemonic because it's almost like grab, right? You want to grab something inside your file. Grep the love from file.txt. So tab. What is going to happen? Boom. See, it's giving me exactly the line where you have this inside my file. This is cool, right? Just think about having a millions line file. Just one command, you can find immediately where your sentinel. Let's see in the manual if I can do something better. Grep. Now, when you are inside the manual, you just click the slash here, and then you search what you want to search. For example, line. I want to get in which line is my sentinel value. Then when you are inside the terminal, you just press N to just move on in all the matches. See, I can click N to go down, down, down. And at the top, I always have the following match. And let's go back to the beginning. I'm searching for a command to print the line of the file. I cannot find. So what do we do, my friends? What do we do? You know very well. ChatGPT. So we go to ChatGPT and give me the exact and to get exact line of the match pattern, the grep command. All right, now we wait and we do ChatGPT make its magic. So grep command can be used with the n option to print the line number of the matched pattern. We do grep n love in my file.txt. Boom. As you can see, immediately I have as an output the line that contains the pattern love. And in which exact line? This is powerful, my friend. It's very useful. It's a powerful command. Just think having very, very big file and you have to search for a specific pattern. It's bananas. So I suggest to you to watch this video from Cardigan, which is one of the creators of the C programming language. So he knows a lot where grep came from. Amazing. Then I have another powerful command that you definitely need to know, which is the find. Find is a binary file, is a command that allows you to find everything in your file system. Let's try something. So the find command works in this fashion. You type find, then from where I wanna search this file. Well, I'm gonna say from home. So from tilde find from home flag name and then the name of the file, which is prime sum. It is a file on my system, and I want to find this file. Okay, let's enter and let's wait. Find is gonna form its. As you can see, it already found something, right? I have this path here and also this path. Okay, I'm gonna go with this path. So I'm gonna copy it. I can remove all these permission denied. These are permissions of my system. Maybe I will show you. And then what do? I know where the file is. So I do cd. I passed the path to the file, enter, S, and you can see here that I have my file, prime sum. And I do cat prime sum. Okay, this is a binary file, of course, so it's gonna be gibberish, but you see how easy it is to search a specific file in your system, then just boom, move there and do your stuff. And this is a super basic use of find, but when you're gonna be proficient, you can instantaneously find stuff in your file system, get the path, you go there, you do your stuff, you go back, you move at the speed of light. Then the last thing I want to show you is the pipe, which basically is a pipe. It is essentially a pipe. Now I'm gonna show you. So we go back, we go at the home. I can do cd tilde, or I can simply write cd. That's the same command. Tilde is just more verbose. It's the same command. And from here, I just go to the desktop. Okay. Now I want to show you something. I can do echo some gibberish, this one, and then I redirect this gibberish into a file. So now inside my desktop, of course, I have this gibberish file. I want to know how many words are inside this file. So I do word count g.txt. Enter. Anyway, I can see all the chars which are inside. I have only one word and I have only one string. Okay, this is 29 chars. I can do also differently. I can do echo, a big gibberish. It's gonna be longer. As you can see, it's gonna be super tedious to count all this stuff. I don't wanna save inside a file. So what I'm gonna do a pipe, which is this command here. Namely, what is happening here? I'm taking the output of the echo command and sending to another program. In this case is the word count. So I'm going to perform echo with this argument, which is this long gibberish. And I'm gonna pipe the output of this program, which is of course this gibberish. Echo is gonna print out the standard output, is a gibberish string. I'm not gonna print this time here. I'm gonna send the output to the command word count. What is going to happen? Boom. As you can see, I have all the chars here. I have the number of strings and the number of lines. And basically with the pipe command, I'm able to take the output of a specific command and make my personal input, like in this case. Of course, this is a stupid example, but pipe Unix. I prompt you to watch another video from Computer File, which is an amazing channel, by the way. And we have the pipeline explained by Kernighan, who's far better than me in explaining stuff. Okay. Well, my friend, basically that's it. This is a super gentle, easy, shallow introduction to the command line, what you can do with this amazing tool. And yeah, that's it. As you saw before, you shall use ChatGPT when you don't know stuff. I really prompt you to use this Oracle, this amazing tool that is telling you exactly in an easy and friendly way what is going on with this command line. You can simply prompt ChatGPT, hey, ChatGPT, tell me the 50 more useful commands in the terminal, and it's gonna tell you everything. You can basically become a master nowadays for free, thanks to these tools, but it's the path for understanding well this tool. I would watch this video, which is the 50 most used commands in the terminal from freecodecamp.org, amazing channel. Then you just go here, the missing semester, which is this page. You go here, the missing semester of your computer science education. And here you have a series of lectures. For example, you have the shell. The shell is the program that is running inside your terminal. In our cases, we are using Bash, but there is plenty of shells. We will further your knowledge with this video. So I would watch the first one, course overview plus the shell. And here you have a better explanation of what is the shell, more in detail. I think if you watch the video from Freecode Camp and this one, you are in a super good position to start to use the terminal on a daily basis. And of course, practice is king, my friend. A little suggestion that I can give you is just everything you want to do with the GUI, with the graphical user interface, you can perform better with the terminal. So strive all the time to use the terminal. If you want to open a file, if you want to go on Google, if you want to do everything, try to use the terminal. I think that's it for this introduction, and thank you for watching. Enjoy, my friend.